Have you ever noticed how your cat sometimes stays near you without asking for anything? No meowing, no dashing, no demand for food, just quiet presence. And somehow, those silent moments can feel strangely emotional, almost heavier than interaction itself. Because cats communicate in ways humans often overlook. Not only through movement or sound, but through emotional atmosphere. And over time, many cats begin learning the silent emotional rhythm of the people they trust. Which may explain why some of the deepest moments between cats and humans happen when absolutely nothing is being said. Cats read emotional energy more than people realize. Many people assume cats ignore human emotions, but cats constantly observe emotional patterns. Not through language, through behavior, the way someone walks through a room, the tension in breathing, the speed of movement, the emotional tone carried inside silence. Cats are extremely sensitive to environmental changes, and humans are part of that environment. This means emotional shifts inside a person often become physical signals cats quietly notice. A stressed person moves differently. A grieving person sits differently. An emotionally calm person creates a different atmosphere entirely. And because cats spend so much time silently observing, they begin recognizing these patterns over long periods. This is why some cats suddenly appear beside their owner during emotionally difficult moments. Not necessarily because they understand the exact problem, but because something in the emotional environment changed. To cats, silence is never truly empty. It still carries information. Why cats stay near you without interaction. One of the most misunderstood feline behaviors is simple proximity. A cat sitting nearby while ignoring you, resting at the end of the bed, sleeping quietly in the same room, watching from a distance. Humans sometimes interpret this as emotional detachment. But for cats, shared space itself can be a form of bonding. Cats are not always socially expressive in obvious ways, especially compared to dogs. Instead, many cats show attachment through coexistence, choosing to remain nearby, monitoring quietly, returning repeatedly to the same person. In feline social behavior, relaxed proximity often signals trust. Because cats naturally avoid remaining vulnerable near individuals they do not feel emotionally safe around. So when a cat calmly rests near you without needing interaction, something important may already be happening. Your presence itself may feel emotionally regulating. The room feels safer, more predictable, more stable, and over time, many cats begin associating specific humans with emotional calm. The meaning behind silent observation. Cats spend enormous amounts of time watching doors, watching movement, watching people, watching emotional reactions. And interestingly, cats often increase observation during quiet moments, because silence removes distraction. This is why many cats stare softly at their owners when the house becomes still, especially during late evenings or emotionally quiet moments. At first glance, it may seem random, but often, cats are emotionally checking the environment. They read consistency, predictability, mood, safety, and while cats are often described as independent, emotionally bonded cats still monitor the humans they trust. Not always visibly, but continuously. Sometimes your cat is not asking for food, not asking for play, not asking for attention. They are simply making sure the emotional connection still exists. And when you slowly blink back or remain calm beside them, it quietly reinforces that sense of safety. Cats remember emotional atmospheres. Cats are deeply connected to environment, not just physical layout, emotional atmosphere, the emotional feeling of certain rooms, the tone of evenings, the energy inside routines, the emotional stability of a household. Cats build emotional associations over time. This explains why some cats behave differently when household tension changes. Even if schedules remain identical, food still arrives. The litter box remains clean. The routines stay normal. Yet the emotional atmosphere feels different. And cats notice. Some become clingier, others become quieter. Some hide more often, others suddenly increase monitoring behavior. Because for cats, emotional unpredictability can feel environmentally unsafe. Cats may not understand human problems intellectually, but they are remarkably skilled at noticing emotional inconsistency, especially inside silence. Why quiet moments strengthen the bond. Modern life rarely becomes fully quiet. Screens, noise, movement, talking, distraction. Yet many cats experience connection most comfortably during calm stillness. Sitting near a window together, reading quietly while the cat sleeps nearby, late-night silence in the same room, a cat slowly approaching during peaceful moments. These situations contain no pressure, no forced interaction, no performance, and that matters deeply to cats. Because cats often trust most strongly when they feel emotionally free, not controlled, not overwhelmed, not constantly pursued. This may be why emotionally bonded cats often choose calm companionship over constant activity. They do not always need interaction to feel connected. Sometimes shared stillness itself becomes the connection. The silence cats notice most. Perhaps the silence cats notice most is emotional distance. When someone is physically present, but emotionally absent. Cats are extremely sensitive to changes in emotional availability, especially from humans they strongly bond with. And unlike popular stereotypes, many cats continue monitoring emotionally important humans even when ignored. Some begin sitting nearby more often. Some quietly watch from across the room. Some reduce interaction while still remaining physically close, almost as if they are waiting for emotional familiarity to return. Because attachment in cats is often quieter than people expect. Not dramatic, not loud, but persistent. And sometimes one of the saddest moments inside a home is a cat silently remaining loyal to someone emotionally distracted by life itself. Still nearby, still observing, still emotionally available, even inside silence. Why cats sometimes choose silence over affection. One of the most misunderstood things about cats is that emotional closeness does not always look affectionate. Sometimes a cat deeply bonded to someone will not climb into their lap, will not constantly seek touch, will not loudly demand attention. Instead, they choose something quieter, remaining nearby, watching calmly from across the room, sleeping in the same space without interaction. And strangely, this emotional distance is often not distance at all. Because cats naturally evolved as animals that protect vulnerability carefully. In feline behavior, trust is not always expressed through action. Sometimes it is expressed through relaxation. A cat that peacefully sleeps beside you is exposing vulnerability. A cat that slowly closes its eyes near you is lowering awareness. A cat that quietly turns its back toward you is showing something surprisingly emotional. Safety. This is why many cats prefer silent companionship over constant physical affection. To humans, love is often proven through interaction. But for cats, emotional trust is often proven through comfort inside stillness. The ability to exist near someone without fear, without pressure, without needing to stay alert. And over time, many bonded cats slowly begin treating a trusted human almost like part of the environment itself. Not in a cold way, in a safe way. A presence that no longer needs constant confirmation, which may explain why some of the deepest feline attachments become quieter as trust grows stronger. Not less emotional, just calmer, quieter, and almost invisible to people who do not know how cats communicate. Unusual feelings. Maybe this is why silence with a cat feels so unusual. It does not always feel empty. Sometimes it feels shared, observed, understood in a quiet, invisible way. Your cat may never understand your words completely, but over time they learn the emotional shape of your presence, the rhythm of your routines, the feeling of your calm, the difference between peaceful silence and heavy silence. And perhaps that is part of what makes feline attachment so emotionally powerful. Because once a cat truly trusts someone, Communication slowly becomes less about sound and more about emotional familiarity. A quiet connection carried through routines, observation, stillness, and presence. An unspoken bond both of you continue feeling, even when nothing is being said.